let's get into it. We have the RedTiger A4 to review today. Let's see what it has to offer. But first, let's do the unboxing. First things you're greeted with, your user manual and your quick start guide for the ones who like to read these things. Below that, you have even more guides, but these are in plastic form in case you find the booklet a bit cumbersome. Then you have the main attraction, the A4 itself. Looking at the picture on the box on the outside, I actually thought it was going to be bigger. I was a bit worried at first, like how big would this camera actually be, judging by the picture on the box, but it's small. The box makes it look bigger than it actually is. No complaints there, just pointing it out. At the bottom, you have your ventilation grill with 3 buttons for quick access to different features. And to the left of that, when it's facing you like this, you have one red power button and your memory card slot with a pre-installed 64GB memory card. The A4 can take up to 256GB, but it comes with a 64GB already installed when you get the camera. At the base of it, the part that sticks to the windshield, you have your USB-C for power. And to the right of that, that's where a rear camera will plug into. It's a dual channel camera, 4K up front, 1080p at the rear. One cool thing about it is that you have almost a 360-degree swivel mount for the camera. So even if it's mounted on the windshield pointed outwards, you can always turn it inside to look at inside the cabin if you ever had need for that. You can swivel it all the way around to then point inside the cabin, and it feels very sturdy when you're turning it. It doesn't feel like it has any play, or if it's shaking or jiggling. It really feels like a premium device when you're turning it either to face outward or inside. The base of it is detachable somewhat, so the part that sticks to the windshield can stay on the windshield, but you can detach the camera from that part separately. And the part itself that holds the camera in place is thick enough that the camera doesn't shake. Sometimes you have a camera that has like one arm holding it like this, and there's a bit of shake and wobble to it. Not here. It's a very sturdy device. Next, you have the smaller box. In here, you would find a 12-volt power cable in case you want to power the dashcam the old-fashioned way using your cigarette lighter in your vehicle. But you have the hard wiring kit with the dashcam, so you don't really need this. You're going to put this to the side anyway. Behind that, you have your rear-facing camera, and with the A4, you can use it either as a single channel or dual channel. You have your installation tools in case you're doing it yourself with a few brackets, and then you have an extra base in case you are changing vehicles or for whatever reason you have to take the dashcam off the windshield, maybe you have a cracked windshield. You have an extra base and an extra piece for the rear-facing camera as well. And then you have your RedTiger hard wiring kit, which allows the parking mode, aka the vehicle recording while it's parked in a parking lot somewhere. And you can see on the hard wiring kit, you actually have a physical button to set at what voltage is deemed low voltage. Now obviously this is not for you to be tinkering with. It's going to be set during the installation process, but essentially it's going to tell the camera when to stop recording. In case you have a low battery or a dead battery, you don't want the camera to run your battery down. Turn off screen. Turn on screen. Turn on Wi-Fi. Turn off Wi-Fi. Just one more way to interact with the camera. Take a photo, lock footage, turn screen on, turn screen off, turn Wi-Fi on, the basics. But just like every other device with voice commands, sometimes it will hear you, sometimes it won't. So it's not something to solely rely on. It's just an added feature. Most times you'll be using the touchscreen as I'm doing here, or the app on your phone. For your recording duration, you have a choice between 1 to 5 minutes. I like it at 3 minutes. It's a happy middle ground. With the 64GB memory card installed, you have just about 11 hours of recording time before it starts looping and erasing the older footage. There is a fatigue reminder between 1 to 4 hours in case you want a reminder if you're driving too long. It will remind you, but in a country so small, you don't really need that feature, but it's there just in case you do need that feature. In case you forgot what voice commands it accepts, you have a list here of every voice command that you can use on the camera. With the rear camera plugged in, this is what you see on the screen, and it also works with the voice commands. Show rear camera. Show front camera. Screen off. Turn off screen. Turn on screen. Now, one of the biggest benefits with having a dashcam that has a screen on it is that you can review the footage on dashcam without having to pair the app. You can still pair the app for more granularity in how you edit the file. But if you just want to watch it quickly, something happens, you want to review quickly, here it is, you can review it on the dashcam itself. Now, while you are watching it on the dashcam, you don't get the speed and GPS data at the bottom as you will get if you're watching the actual video. But this is good enough to see if something actually transpired. It does have a small profile once installed. This is it, and this is it next to the N1 from DDPi. It's not big at all. One thing I don't like is that it defaults to this while you're driving, this screensaver. Maybe in the app you can disable it, but on camera you can't. However, you can always say the voice command, turn off screen. I wish that black screen was the default and not the time. Nobody cares about the time on a dash cam. No daytime footage because night times is where dash cams really struggle. So I'm going to show nighttime footage here. I'm only showing the front camera because if you've seen one rear, you've seen all rear. They don't really put much effort into the back. It's clear enough to see what's taking place, but it's never as clear as the front. So the bottom left, you have your date, time, speed in kilometers or miles, along with your GPS coordinates. On the app, you can see where you have been as an overlay on the map itself. In terms of how it looks at night, let's look to see if you can make out number plates on vehicles. Now at first, PCC 3839 looks like a fuzzy image, but it looks fuzzy because it's zoomed in. And even zoomed in at night, you can still make out the number plate. Now let's look at the vehicle on the right hand side coming into frame. Even off to the right, we can see PCR 7473. You can almost make out this one here, PBC 4395, and then this other one, PEB 4655. Again, zoomed in, zoomed out, you can see what we're working with. I like the A4. I like the picture quality. I like the fact that you can swivel the entire thing to face the interior of the cabin. But most of all, I like the fact that it has the GPS built in. You can get your speed and everything built into that. You don't have to upgrade to a different device or have a different unit for GPS. Everything is in the camera. I love that.